Well, next year, Florida voters could decide whether to adopt an amendment that would replace the state's closed primary with a so-called jungle primary. An affirmative vote means every single registered voter, regardless of party affiliation, will get to participate in a critical point in the democratic process of eventually choosing members of the state legislature, cabinet, and the governor. The group All Voters Vote is behind the initiative, and Miami businessman Mike Fernandez has been funding it. Mike joins us now. Great to see you, Mike.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, my friend. The system that we have now, that we've had for a long time, is if you're a Democrat, you vote in the Democratic primary. If you're a Republican, you vote in the Republican primary, and everybody meets in the general election. What's wrong with that system?
Well, like everything else, it's a system that is valued based upon what the expectations were, not what the results were. And the results have changed for us as a nation. In 1913, when it became the two-party, who are the ones who run the Florida elections, only 3% of the population was independent or was considered non-party affiliate. 2010 moved forward to the time that Governor Rick Scott was elected. 19% of the population was neither Republican nor Democrat. Today, it's almost 1/3. Plus, in our county, for example, we exceed the number of Republicans in Miami-Dade County by 129,000.
You're an independent yourself.
I am an independent myself, and I'm not a politician, so I have no dog on this in this fight, other than create a sense of fairness and democracy. It's hard to call something democratic when 1/3 of the U.S. citizen eligible voters cannot vote in primaries.
So you think it's not fair that independents cannot vote in a Republican or a Democratic primary?
It's not only not fair, but it's also taxation without representation, because the rest of us, whether we are Democrats or Republicans, we're still paying into the pot that goes to cover the expense of elections.
Now, this has been tried in other states. How is it working?
Well, in reality, Florida is a laggard. There are 38 states that already have some form of open primary. Similar to the one we're proposing in Florida, which is the All Voters Vote initiative, California allows all voters vote, Washington State, Nebraska, Louisiana, and then there's a variation of it in other states, 38 of them, including Texas and some of the major states in the Union.
Mike, why do you think that both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are so against your idea?
Well, we have managed to unify those two who could not come to an agreement on the Parkland shooting in Broward County. They could not agree on that, but they agree that this is bad. Well, I cannot believe that they think that not all voters should vote is good, because we all want more voters to sign up and vote. What happens is we're moving into their turf. We're opening it up. Right now, there's an exclusive country club, 2 country clubs that all taxpayers pay for their expenses, and we are excluded, all of us that are independent, which include over 30% of the population of Florida.
Okay, now you are someone who puts your money where your mouth is, and you're funding this. Where are you right now? I know you need to collect, like, what, 700,000 signatures or so.
Well, Eliott, I'm happy to tell you that we have done what many thought was impossible. We have it approved in 67 out of 67 counties in the state of Florida by the election supervisors in each county. We have 1.2 million signatures, which exceeds the 766,000 that we need. We have the Secretary of State of the state of Florida approved that we can go to the Supreme Court, and our argument were listened at the Supreme Court last week, and we think very good. We feel very good about the outcome. It looks very positive.
Okay, besides allowing independents to vote, how do you think this is going to make our system better?
That's probably the most important thing, because we don't want to either hurt the Republicans or hurt the Democrats. This is not a hate them both effort. This is something that right now the Democrats pitch, because they only have to pitch to a very small sliver of voters to the left. The Republicans pitch to a very small sliver of voters to the right. So the majority of voters are left out of the primary equation because they don't have to talk to them. If we pass this amendment, it will force the politicians to change their rhetoric and address the core issue to the centrist population of voters in the state of Florida.
And you're hoping this will be on the ballot in November of 2020, and when, if it's passed with what, 60%, when would it go into effect?
November 2024.
Okay, Mike Fernandez, I know you want to get out there on during the primary and cast your ballot, right?
Thank you very much.
Mike, always great to see you, Mike.
Likewise.